Probably should have started by taking a before the after shot, but let's take a tour of what's transforming now. So we have this runoff from a culvert. It's a seasonal stream. It's the last to finish drying out. And yeah, don't want to do too much to the landscape. If it's already settled and found a nice equilibrium, go with it. But needed to make an access into this area because it's going to be the chicken run or something more useful, like maybe a Chinese tea garden of sorts. In which case, this hillside was actually eroding away. It looked much worse than this. However, the original rocks, as you can see, haven't been touched. They're as they're found. And erosion is slowly taking place. It's cleaving, which means that the bottom's not being supported, and so it's starting to fall away, but in slow motion. Many years, or years. But, or at least are slowing that process down in making access to the yard. So in taking out dirt from here, finding big boulders, of course, like any structure, start with the foundation. It's the most important. Working your way up, stacked over on top of each other and back against one another. The greatest pressure point is down here, so you start from the bottom and work up, and then fill in the rest so that you can get in. This next part also hasn't been moved or touched much. Original boulders are already set in place. What you're doing is you're just cleaning up the area and placing stones in at an angle too, so it doesn't burst out. And what you're doing is you're not creating a pool for water to necessarily collect here. That's what you have other areas for, step pools, in order to, again, slow the flow of water down. When it's coming rushing down here and it has a stopping point, it burrows out and makes a deeper impression for the water to stop in. That overflows and goes to the next area where it can then burrow out something. This is natural. This hasn't been touched by hand. This is how nature works. Then in the next level drop, it's going to go down and burrow out what it can, and so on and so forth. So that's all you're mimicking. You're doing the same thing. In this case, since we want a pathway here up into this area, this is like a flow point. Now, mind you, this is only the first stage, because as Mother Nature so aptly does, she redistributes boulders, rocks, soil, sand, and silt accordingly. This will, over the years, fill in by itself, become a nice firm pad to walk across and on. During rain events, it'll be nice underfoot, and during the dry season, you'll be able to walk around. Idea is going to come up here. This is just before the after shot. We're moving along, as this is too a work in progress. We'll be coming up through the yard somewhere here into another area, and the culvert comes out. See that? Right? That's the culvert. The road goes over that because there's water that comes down out of the hills from much further above. We're pretty much at the foot of a gigantic floodplain, or in modern parlance, the equivalent of a watershed. Cheers. Alrighty, Want to see how it's progressing? Let me take you for a tour. Right in there, in that little patch, be a perfect spot for a hot tub. At least that's what I would do. Because check out where the view would be from there. Here, panorama. Unobstructed. 360 degrees. All the way up into the starlit night. Straight up. And here's the upper entrance to the rock garden. Welcome. As you can see, leveled out a patch there, platform for the hot tub for this spectacular view. All right, 360 degrees. And the augmentations that I did, working just fine. Didn't need to move much. Filled in little holes, gaps, crevices to flatten out the water so that it ran more smoothly. We'll come back this way. This is the back side because the road is right there. Culvert from the other side feeding this seasonal stream, or it's actually called ephemeral. Right? This little area right here is eventually to be filled in. Now I was going to put wood chips here to level that out and start soil here because this is a good place to grow some shade-loving plants. All right, got a little walkway from the hot tub area that's going to be going this way. That was all bare rock, gravel, and yeah, this is how we're building up the soil here. Not much water comes this way, or it used to, and was etching away down here. So we took the debris, packed it in. That's going to fill up with leaves and stuff over the year, break down. Meanwhile, the silt, sand, and stuff that comes down from up here that overflows this way, where it used to come straight down, turned it, slowed it down. That way it'll distribute more silt and sand, so this actually becomes a soft walkway and you can go barefoot. All shored up, didn't move anything, actually just placed certain pieces in between to shore that up. As you can see, the water's been doing just great. After you train it, it will do the rest of the work for you. Look at this. Got the water to go right around this tree here, where it all used to just go straight down and away. Now we're spreading it out. We're starting to charge the aquifer further so that water is retained more, and as grass grows, because this used to be a bare area, it adds a layer of, like a vacuum layer, capillary action. And yeah, so it all comes down here. We already went through this area. That's where you walk up, right? And go down. This little corner here. Up to a nice wide path so you can stumble up here at night and back. Right. That was existing, and just placed some big boulders again, one on top of each other, leaning against each other, leaning back, fill it in, and the rest is going to take care of itself. Add another path here from this walkway that comes up. All right. The water splits here, kind of goes that way, because this is meant to be a dry walkway. And it comes here, and here we go for a little walk into the future garden of some sorts. Right. Here we have access to upper level, which used to be hard and treacherous. Path that goes up along the fence line. We're going to come back down that way in a minute. You know? Now you've got this, you can do a lot with it. Plant out stuff here, plant stuff up there to get this good sun. Have a chicken coop here, let them run wild and just make this place happy. All this stuff was pretty much going in. I didn't actually take anything out, just pushed back. And as you weave stuff, it's easy, you don't need to cut anything. It's better if you just weave it in. So we come up to here, the edge of the property. Here is a killer lookout of the pond they got. This could easily become a little bench area, tea spot, nice and shaded. Right? The things you do for people that nobody appreciates. But what the hell? As they say, no good deed goes unpunished. So also made an access to the upper area from this side, which used to not be here. Again, this is a change in level area, so where you've got a change in level, you want to slow that down, and so short up that, so that's going to keep filling in with mud. As you can see, the gravel and silt has been spread out and it's coming nice and evenly flowing, and the amount of water that comes at bankful is just the right size for this. And it goes down and continues on to what I did at the end of the road there, that culvert that was overflowing and then impacting the roadway there. All good. So let's go back. That would be where the chickens would basically roost, is my suggestion. Now we go back, further access, going up along the fence line. This used to not be here, but it didn't take a lot to clear it and make it accessible. Got a cool walkway here, nice and wide. And it comes along the back of your fence line, so you can keep an eye on things and monitor and whatnot. All right, gorgeous area here. There's the back entrance. Straight shot. It's all about convenience, folks. Here we go. This used to be totally inaccessible. All I did was weave branches into the fence line that was here. Good dog run. There's the culvert, spoken of before. There's the hot tub pad. Nice, huh? Can't wait to see it actually come to fruition. And so, yeah, little secret entrance and exit out the back, top side. I like them. Not too obvious, so people don't necessarily go and go spy on you, but still easily accessible. I like that. Over and out. So, who are you gonna call for your rock garden needs? You want to make a Japanese, Chinese tea garden, Danish, Scandinavian, Russian, whatever. Who are you gonna call? Maybe if you yell loud enough, you might get a response from someone within earshot. Otherwise, give me a call. I'll set you up.